Adrianne from Fieldham's with us today. How are you, bud?
Okay, welcome to Don't Burn the Day, y'all.
Welcome, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome, Adrianne. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy Valentine's to you, Shannon and AJ.
Thank you.
This is what you do over here in Korea. It means the tiny heart.
Oh, let's see if we can do it. Can we do it?
That little tiny heart, yes.
Like this?
Yeah.
We did it. Okay, cool. Hey guys, we're back today again, like we said, with FieldhamLife.com, talking about some new Valentine's sale that they've got going on through the Valentine season, and just all the things that they've got going on since the last time we spoke to them around the holiday season. And actually, this is the first time we've been back, AJ, as a duo in a while, because you're finally feeling better and everything's back on track. So we're excited to welcome Adrianne back and see what we can do with today's show, right?
That's right. I've been ill for a while, but I'm back, guys.
He's back.
What a great show to come back with our friends from Fieldham.
That's right. Adrianne, what have you been doing since we've last spoke?
Well, over the December and January, we've been pretty busy over here.
Yeah.
And I have an announcement to make that the next time you and I meet, I will be in America. I'll be in the USA.
Wow!
Because I'm going to the USA for 4 months to promote our new products.
How cool is that?
Yeah, because we're over here in South Korea. You know, I want to be able to interact and bring it in person. I want to be there and show people what amazing products we have.
I knew that you guys had launched over here, but I hadn't heard that you were coming over yet. Is it going to be for like an expo situation or something?
There's going to be an expo, and there's going to be some events near my hometown, and like in New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey.
Cool.
So in that area, try to attend some events and the expo, which is called the Abilities Expo.
Oh yeah, we are very familiar with the Abilities Expo. Actually, when I was Miss Wheelchair Florida, it was part of my job. I had to travel and sign autographs and take pictures and do all those type of things. So yeah, I am very familiar with Abilities Expos and the whole family.
Amazing!
So, yeah.
Wonderful.
Will you be coming to Georgia?
Will you be coming to Georgia?
I don't have any plans to go to Georgia, but it could happen. You never know.
Yeah, well, Florida and Georgia, at least where we live, are a little bit of small towns. So we and the Abilities Expo at least try to hit like Atlanta, the bigger metropolitan areas. So eventually, maybe they'll be over here. But
I hope so.
I'm so excited to hear that. What do you have any dates yet? Can you give our audience some dates about when you're going to be arriving or when those are going to happen?
Sure. I'll give you a quick rundown. So I'm going to be going over there March 3rd, and I'll be in New York for a week.
Okay.
And then my hometown area is near Philadelphia, so I'm going to be there for a month and a half in that area.
Okay.
And at the end of April, there's the Abilities Expo it's called the New York metro area.
Right.
So I'm going to be attending that one on April 29th, 30th.
Right. Cool. That's very awesome. You guys, if you're in those areas that she mentioned, please come out and mention Don't Burn the Day, and I guarantee you you might get a special deal if you mention Shannon and AJ and Don't Burn the Day, because a lot of times we've heard from people like our sponsors with Friendly Shoes that people hear from our podcast about different things that our companies are doing, and they mention our name and they get special deals. So go over, see Adrianne at her when she visits the expos, and just tell her we said hi, and maybe she'll give you a special deal.
Of course, I've got a lot of special deals up my sleeve.
Cool, we're excited. And we have our code, One Life to Live.
One Life to Live.
Yeah, if you go over right now and you buy something on FieldhamLife.com, you can use our code and it'll give you 15% off. And why don't you mention about the Valentine's. That'll segue right into the Valentine's Day sale that you're having on your Amazon shop, right?
Yeah. So you mentioned before that we launched in November, and since then, we've gotten 100% positive reviews because our bags are so high quality.
Yes.
However, we did have a lot of feedback that they are too expensive for a lot of people to afford, and because they're handmade and they're using the really premium product, it's a little bit difficult for some people to afford. So we thought for a special for a certain period of time, we're going to put our bags at 50% off so that anybody who wants one can get one. And that way, you know, we're trying to get these bags into the hands of people who need them and maybe that can't afford them.
That's awesome. I really think that's amazing. But you guys, let me just tell you firsthand, if you are worried about the price point, every single bit of this bag is worth it. I mean, we were, you know, we were very blessed to be gifted our bags through our DBTD partnership with Fieldom. But I can tell you personally, I love mine, and that I'm just very excited to have it and get to show it off because it's very useful, and it really does have the space that you guys talk about, and just the structure of it all. It's really worth every penny. And what I love about it, I'm gonna keep saying it, is that it's specially handmade, and it just feels, you can tell the difference in the make of it all, because I mean, you talk about it being handmade and how special that is, but it's true, guys, it's true. So, you know, if you're ever concerned about the price point, or maybe if it's not worth it, trust us and take it from us. It absolutely is, and we love ours. AJ, right?
That's right. And every dollar that you spend is worth it because it's handmade, and you can tell that they truly care about the work that they put into every bag.
And I think and I have to tell you, I love your little mascot guy. I actually keep, and you might think this is funny. I see him in the background there, and I have my bag next to me here. But I actually keep your mascot tag on my bag because I love it so much. It's so cute, and so it's actually on. And I wish you guys made little squishies of him to put, like little keyring squishies to put on your bags, because I think that would be super cute. Maybe that's
absolutely. Yeah, we've got the design ready to go for that one.
Cool, very cool.
So a lot of designs coming out in 2022.
Okay.
And we're just waiting on a few things in order to get that rolling. So we have what I wanted to mention before was that you guys, you and AJ, you're using our Field and Wheelchair bags, and like this is like yours, Shannon, but yours is pink.
Yep. Let me see. I can grab mine really quick and just show it off super quick over here.
Oh, okay.
I was prepared.
Oh, nice. Sure. So on the back, you guys can see AJ's bag is the same as well on the back. We have like 8 different straps so that anybody can attach it to their chair, and it fits all kinds of different chairs, even manual or electric scooters or electric wheelchairs as well. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, here it is.
The pink one. I love that color.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And you guys, when you look at it on the site, it does show up a little bit different in color than it does when it arrives. The color is actually like a dusty rose pink, and I really, really love it. I think it's really perfect.
Great. Great.
I have the blue.
And what I want you to talk about, and what I'll continue to talk about a little bit too with you, Adrianne, is how visually appealing it is. And that's not just for aesthetic reasons, is it? That's for the actual need for visually impaired individuals, right? Correct?
Yes. So there are some reasons why we make the designs like we do. The most important thing is that it's user friendly. We want somebody who has mobility limited issues to be able to use it and not
Right.
struggle.
Right.
That's the number one thing. And the reason we make them bright colors is also we want people to be able to feel excited and proud of their bag. And because it's a high quality thing, and some people like to express themselves with colors, and there just isn't a lot of choices out there for this kind of bag. So we made some bright colors, and like AJ has navy blue as well.
And I'm
so we have
I'm gonna open up, and I know in your notes you sent over, you talked about the top flap here. I'm gonna see if I can open up the flap here a little bit on the. Let me see if I can get it to work while I'm trying to talk here, but I'm gonna see if I can open up the flap and show you the inside.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what you got in there.
It's just a bunch of stuff. I got off. Girl, you don't want to see inside of it. It's the, what do they say? Like the pit of death, because you get into a woman's purse or bag, right? The bottom, right?
There's no escape.
No, absolutely not. Let me just open. I'm opening the front here. I don't know if I can.
It looks like the angle might be a little difficult for you to see the rings.
It's gonna be a little difficult, but the one thing that, and I was kind of gonna say that, the one thing that I want to repeat again, just like I did in December, is that the rings are actually purposeful too. They're not just for looks, and they really do help. They really do assist in pulling to open them up. So
right.
I've got the little flap here on the side open so you can see, but let me see if I can hold it up.
Yeah. Love that.
I'm trying.
Good for
I'm
you.
not a very good fan of white, but we'll try.
You're doing good.
You're doing awesome.
But anyway, I love the bag because of the versatility in it. I keep, obviously, laptop fits in here perfectly. I use the laptop on a daily basis, so it's in and out. Normal everyday things like keys go in here. Sometimes if I'm traveling, like a lunch will go in here. Everything, anything. So
it's pretty fat. Like when you load it up.
Yeah.
When it's empty, it can look slim and it's pretty lightweight. But when you can really stuff this puppy. You can put your whole
one day I'm gonna really load it up to capacity, and I'll bring you on, and we'll show it off like really loaded up. I take my stuff in and out of it, so right now it's not as loaded up as it could be, but I will. Hold on. Let me try to open it. I'm gonna open it up and show you, just because I promised you I would.
Yeah.
So here we go. You can see. Oh, I don't know if we can. Step on. There we go. Got it. It just opens up, and you can see the big wide, and down in the bottom is a lots of space for different things. And obviously, like I said, you can't see it from my angle, but there's a flap that would hold a laptop, or all your chargers or things that you need, and what's really cool about it is that it fits right on your chair. So and what I've realized and what I've noticed, perfect, Adrianne, that's great. She was kind of my assistant in that, but if it won't fit on the back of some chairs, it'll fit on the side.
That's also true. Yeah.
So a lot of times, sometimes when I want to reach and not have to have assistance, I will put it on the side, and it'll fit on the side.
What's really amazing is that some people have come up with ways to use the strap system that we hadn't intended or that we hadn't even thought about. For example, see the straps are just along the edges, and you can put this on one side, and you can put this on the other side. Of course, you can hang it. You can do whatever you want. But one individual pointed out a pretty neat thing, that you can also make X patterns if you needed to maybe fit over a smaller wheelchair that didn't have certain handles or certain bars.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have to do with mine, because my chair is right now, the chair that I have is actually meant for travel. So it's smaller than the normal size wheelchair that you would normally have. So I had to kind of adjust it to fit that, and you're right, it does fit with the next pattern, and you can unclip the sides and get it to fit, and like that's what I'm saying, it fits on the side as well. So that's a really
great.
nice feature too. AJ, what do you love about your bag? We've been chatting away here, but I want to hear from you.
I love that I'm able to pack all my electronics and still have room for food and anything else. Like when I go on a hike or something in my chair.
Perfect.
Excellent.
A photo trip.
Yeah, didn't you go and take some photographs a couple weekends ago? Did you take your bag with you?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was able to pack 2 cameras, a laptop, and iPad.
Did it work for you? Was it awesome? So
It
would be a really good multi-use camera bag, huh?
It was better than my regular everyday camera bag.
Yeah,
Excellent.
you guys can see we really love our field and bags, but I want to hear all the new ideas and all the new stuff you guys have got going on, and tell us more about this Valentine sale that's happening over in your Amazon shop, because people might not.
Okay.
We've been kind of spreading the news on our Facebook page if you visit over on the Facebook page, but people might not know you have a Facebook you have an Amazon shop, correct?
Yeah.
In addition to the actual website where you can buy your bags, you have an actual Amazon shop, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have two shops in America, and then the Amazon shop is specifically because if we already have a shop online, we don't really need an Amazon shop theoretically, but it's we thought that a lot of people might have an easier time accessing Amazon because it's what they might already be using. And it would be easy to search and easy to purchase, and that way we just wanted to make our items as accessible as possible. So we went ahead and made an Amazon store as well. And that way, if people already have an Amazon Prime account, they just, 2 clicks and it's in the cart, no big deal.
And everybody loves Amazon.
Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do.
I don't know. I get caught in the black hole sometimes in the middle of the night. I will admit it. I get caught in the black hole.
It is fun to shop on there, isn't it?
Well, especially if you have like bulk items and things you need to get. But yeah, and it's really nice to. And what I really love about Fieldem, and ever since we came across your company, is just how generous and how easy it is to access your company, and how much you guys want to learn about the disabled culture and community. And from our first interview, I know you're back with us for a second interview, and you'll be with us through the rest of this year. But I really want to commend you for wanting to open yourself up to learning more about the disabled culture and disabled community. Can you tell us what you've learned? If if you're listening for the first time to Adrianne talk about Fieldem, can you kind of go back and tell us what you learned from the disabled community in terms of your bags, or what you're learning now, or what you have taken from disabled individuals, and learning about what they need, and hearing their voices?
Sure. Absolutely. I've had the opportunity to meet not only you guys, but also through Facebook and through emails with our customers.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one takeaway is that in this world, there are so many individuals and everybody's different and everybody has coming from a different place and has different needs. So we just have to be understanding. And I think that was probably the biggest challenge for me as a person at the beginning. Was it's just hard to understand where is everybody coming from, because there are so many varieties, and
Right.
I think that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
So it was just a lot to wrap my head around, and I just feel I feel blessed, and I feel grateful for all the people that I've had a chance to meet so far, whether they're
Awesome.
customers or just people who are on our Facebook page, to tell us what they need, or what they want, what they like and what they don't like. Because our goal is to make something that everybody can use. Hopefully everybody can use and improve their lifestyle and make life easier for people who want to move around a little bit.
Well, another reason that I really loved your company when I came across, and I immediately knew that it would be a great fit, not only for us to tell the disabled community about, but also to, to become partners with DBTD, is that you guys are so open to kind of adjusting your your algorithm to what we as individuals with disabilities need. And a lot of companies that claim they are, in the disability realm, they have one sort of pattern, and that's all they stick to.
Yeah.
But you're willing, go ahead, Adrianne.
What sort of idea of who the disabled community is?
Right.
We're all sorts of different people.
Right.
From
So go ahead.
all sorts of different backgrounds.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool, and you even have a spot on your website. I noticed, and through research and actually time spent on the website, you actually will let disabled individuals write in and kind of give you their voice, and tell you what they need, and you're so accepting of it, and that in our book is A1 number. Like, it's great. Because there's not a lot of companies, even in America, that are that willing to be that open about, listening to the disabled community. And I don't know about I can't speak for anybody else but myself, and I think that's super important, because disabled individuals are, parts of society. They are people. We have jobs, we have life, and we all just want to give to commerce, and that's what you're helping to do when you buy a Feel Dumb bag. Is you're helping to help kind of stretch the ideas and partnerships between people with disabilities, and just that kind the accessible realm. So it's awesome. So thank you for listening, and we hope that we can share this with enough people that you guys get tons of orders and tons of customers, and we get you growing like weeds. We're so excited to share your company.
We are.
Yeah, I'm really honored to have you as friends, and then we're also honored to have you as partners. And we hope that your podcast really takes off as well. So we want to be part of that. We want to be part of growing with you guys.
Oh, that's awesome. We're really trying, and we thank you so much for sticking with us, especially the last couple months. It's been a little rough, but you guys were back on our feet, and this is the first time Feel Dumb's going to be on with us this year, but it's not the last, because we are going to have you on at least a few more times this year, and we want to see so much from you. We're excited to hear what's going to happen in the U.S. and with all your travels and the expos, and maybe one day we can come out and kind of help share the gift of Feel Dumb with other people, because if you come close enough, we'll travel to you and maybe be your partners in the expo. Yes. So we would love that, to come out and share our experience, and maybe do a podcast from a booth a Fielding booth or something. That would be
Oh, that
fun.
would be so cool.
Yeah, we are
Yes.
excited about that. So, AJ, any questions or thoughts for Adrianne here?
Um, how for those that may not have heard the uh, first episode you were on, how long does it go? Uh, does it take for you guys to come up with a concept for a bag and then turn it into what an actual bag from the concept phase?
Oh, that's a really great question, AJ, because the answer of 2 years ago, the answer would have been it takes a year to make one bag. So we we have this bag called the Fieldum Max, and this is the like standard wheelchair bag that we made original
started
design,
with.
and it took a year of making samples and then getting feedback and then changing it and making it so that we finally have like this is our main item, and this is the large one. But AJ, you have a similar one which is medium.
Yes.
You have like the original one, so that took a year. But this one, the star, maybe this is based off of our first model, so it took a little bit less time to make since there are some similar features. And then the cool thing is our bag designer, and I'm just an assistant designer, I just kind of give
Oh, you guys,
ideas and
she's just being really coy right now. She's an integral part of what makes Fielding work. So don't let her fool you.
I don't actually, I can't actually sew the bag myself, but the lead designer, Julia, and then the associate designer, Mr. Juan, they make the bag, and it could be as quick as a week. If there's some certain order that comes out, like we had an order from the Seoul and Korea often have government programs. So they will ask us, can you make 200 bags for this group of people? And we had a group of people who are students, elementary students, that needed small wheelchair bags because ours are kind of big, to be honest. So we have this student bag, which is called Buddy. And this is very square, and it's like a little case, and it's really easy for the child's wheelchair and really easy to get into.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it might fit on a pediatric chair or like a children's chair. Perfect.
Yes, it will. And so this we were able to make the first one in like a week.
Awesome.
From the drawing to the bag, it was like a week, and then another week we got 200 out to the school.
Cool. That's
so
amazing.
That's the Korean work ethic.
Yeah, exactly. You were talking now a little bit when you were answering AJ's question, which kind of brings me back to something that I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. Tell us about the beginnings of Fieldum. I know it's a woman started company, correct? And you guys started in Korea, and you're still over there, but you're slowly moving more into the United States, and you have launched over here. But tell us a little bit more about how that's moving along and what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's cool because nowadays the Olympics are going on in Beijing.
Yeah.
And just a few years ago in 2018, the Winter Olympics were over here in Pyeongchang, which is in South Korea.
Right.
So our designer, Julia, she originally is a clothing designer. And because of that, she worked with Ralph Lauren at the Olympics and then the Paralympics to make and to suit the uniforms for the disabled athletes because they have, they have to have custom uniforms. So she was in charge of doing that. And through meeting many disabled individuals, she learned of the need for proper equipment that's really lacking, really hard to get a hold of and hard to get what they needed. So she thought about making a company that makes clothes for disabled athletes. And then as she's like coming up with this idea for clothing, a lot of her colleagues and disabled colleagues asked her, you know what, we need more than clothing, we need a wheelchair bag.
Right.
Especially the quadriplegic community, because they have to carry so much stuff and they need caregiver to help them. So before, at least over here, the wheelchair has like a hook on it, and then there'd be like 3 or 4 or 5 bags hanging off.
Right.
So it looks unattractive and it looks unsafe, and this is a big change for them.
You know, and I think last time on the show we talked a little bit about that, and how, you know, the disability community is really kind of opening up to the world of adaptive clothing and adaptive bags and things like that. But years ago, and when I was younger, and even when AJ was younger, we didn't have all of these things, like these really cool bags that you guys are making, adaptive clothing that actually look decent. A lot of times it was really kind of medically geared to look like what it is. It's a medical device or medical clothing to make it. Those are the only type of adaptive clothing or adaptive, you know, tools or aspects that were around. So you guys are kind of spearheading the adaptive bag field, because there's a, you know, even though there's a lot of adaptive clothing and a lot of adaptive equipment nowadays, I really haven't seen a bag that stands out as much as yours does. And so I commend you for that, because that's an amazing kind of field to get into. So
thank you, Shannon. A couple of our bags are pretty unique in the fact that not only is it a wheelchair bag, but this particular bag and also another one in similar model has, so you see the back here.
Oh yeah.
Hooks over to the wheelchair, and then the side straps can secure it so that it doesn't wobble around.
Right, and I did want you to mention that. I know that earlier in the notes you did mention that, so I did want you to kind of pull that into today's show and mention that the different makes and models of them.
But a lot of wheelchair users might not be in the wheelchair the whole time.
Right.
It's like ambulatory wheelchair users. So in that case, this flap and these straps simply go right into this pouch in the back. And then we attach the shoulder strap to the bag side clips. And then after doing that, it becomes a shoulder carry bag. So anybody can carry it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And talk about, and what I think is another really cool feature on the Field and Bags, and I'll keep talking about it because I just think it's really amazing. You're tapping into another kind of disability that really doesn't get a lot of feedback or a lot of talk about their specific disability and needs. But we're talking about the Braille tags on the bag.
Oh yeah, can I show you that real quick?
Sure, yeah, I want you to do that. So please, yeah.
All right, we just got a close up on my face.
You're okay. You guys, it's super early over there, so I want to again commend Adrianne for being able to come on so early. It's like 8 a.m. over there in Korea for her. So we promise you that we're going to send you tons of coffee and tea. You know, courtesy of Don't Run the Day, because you have had to get up and be with us so early and due to the scheduling. But thank you again. So yeah, why don't you show off the Braille tags on the bag?
Okay, so what Shannon is talking about here is we have 2 bags, a large and a medium, and these are called Performance Block. And it's a really, as you can see, it's like a blocky backpack. And the reason that we use Braille on the sides for the pockets, because if somebody's visually impaired, they need to be able to find what they're looking for. And this helps identify like which compartment, so that they can not only feel the compartment they need to access, but also can describe it to somebody else.
I think that's
And
really
and
cool.
like,
Go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, and then I'll.
Oh, that's okay. So yeah, these are backpacks because now we are starting to make the traditional style backpack as well. So the Braille tag, which is on a lot of our backpacks, features Goldie, the little dog character that Shannon likes.
We love Goldie. So cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So recently the this particular backpack, we started to make our custom premium zipper, which it looks like a lifesaver.
Awesome. That's so cool.
You just want to eat it, right?
Yeah, kind of. It does look like a lifesaver. That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I said that, and particularly brought up the visually impaired Braille tags is because there's a big movement in terms of the disability community and disability fashion to start being to start implementing Braille tags on clothing and such like that. So when you talk about adding Braille tags to your bags, you guys are really at the forefront of doing that because I know a lot of my friends and a lot of the insiders in the adaptive fashion world that I have spoken to and that I know and that even we've had the courtesy of having on the show have talked about how important it would be to walk into a department store and be able to have either somebody kind of list out what's on the clothing via the tag, or for them to be able to just have clothing that had a Braille tag that let them know what type of clothing they are buying. So it's, or even, I know that they have, I don't want to speak out of turn because I don't know too much about this, but even like if they had tags that were like voice activated and they could touch them and hear what the clothing piece was, I think that would be amazing. And so we're really trying to kind of move towards that in the adaptive fashion industry. So to hear that from you guys are already starting to do that with your bags is really, really a cool feature.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. AJ, what do you tell everybody your thoughts on field and bags? I've been talking in a way. I want to give you a few minutes.
Oh, I think they're awesome. I had the pleasure of turning a few of my friends onto field bags,
That's awesome.
and one of them is blind, and they said they would be picking up with one of your book bags.
And in terms of other people buying them, AJ, why don't you mention our special code we have with Fieldum and what that means for our group of listeners if they use it?
Our code is One Life to Live, and you get 15% off anything.
And you guys, we aren't just really, we are talking about Fieldum because we absolutely love them. But we're telling you, like, this company is an amazing company to even be a part of or have a partnership with. So when you purchase a Fieldum bag, you just automatically know that it's coming from a great place and it's authentic and it's handmade and it's very personally made, so you can feel like how you can feel the love that it's made with. So we encourage everybody, we don't push everybody to buy everything, but we really love Fieldum. And so if you have any needs for any type of bag, not just a wheelchair bag, because like Adrianne was saying, they have many different sorts of bags that fit different lifestyles. And we love where they come from and their story. So please, if you're in the market for a bag, whether you buy it on Amazon or you buy it via their site or you use our code, go over and check out Fieldum and leave them a review because you guys, they deserve it. They really, really do.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
It's really awesome when we get feedback from somebody who says how much they love the bag and how it's really helped them move around, whether
Yeah.
it's at school or whether it's at the market or for their work. And it really means a lot because that's what we want to make our bags for.
Well, I
And
will tell you, I will personally tell you, and I know that AJ and so AJ and I as a team will tell you that we absolutely adore Field. We will tell you until we are
Yes.
blue in the face that we absolutely adore Fieldem and your bags and everything about your company and what it means and how it started and we are so proud of you and just being a part of it. So we want to push everybody to, you know, like I said, if you're looking for, if you're in the market for a bag that fits on a chair or it's even that's even accessible for you in any type of way, if you're blind and you're visually impaired and you need a bag to help you throughout your daily task or, you know, load and unload easy, go check out Fieldem because they're amazing.
yeah.
And even though the price point might be a little high, you know you're getting good quality bags. And I don't know about you guys, but when you get something of this quality, it's kind of worth the money. Honestly,
Yeah.
to spend.
So
Quality
our
back.
bags are really easy to open.
Yeah.
And a lot of people with mobility issues find that nice because you don't have to hold the bag open because it just stays
And
like
you
a
got
box. It just stays open for you to put your stuff in or get your stuff out real easily.
I
And you
love
guys,
that.
I know I was showing the bag a little earlier, so I was at an awkward angle, but she's being truthful. When you open the bag, it does really stand up, and you don't really have to you don't have to struggle with opening it. The rings are really helpful in pulling and closing if you need to pull and close. They're not like normal zippers that kind of get stuck and they, you know, you have trouble opening them. The rings make it super easy to pull, open and
If
pull close. The pockets on each bag, they're like huge and they fit a lot of things. Like I think my whole wardrobe could possibly fit in there if I tried.
Yeah, this is the biggest one. This is going to be 53 liters.
That's
And
cool.
it's so huge and it's padded. So when
Mhm.
you do put heavy things in it, like even an oxygen tank or laptop computer or even a small respirator machine,
Yeah,
it's
we
gonna keep
didn't
its shape.
we haven't touched on the many uses of the bag. I've touched on some of the things that I use it for, but you do talk about how, you know, medical equipment has been put in there and it has been used to hold that and keep it safe. Can you kind of speak on that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. Some of the individuals that we work with use oxygen to breathe and or a respirator, and those things are very heavy and they're also unattractive. If you have a chair, like a wheelchair, and you want to look like you're kind of just smooth going
Right.
through your day. You don't want your medical equipment to be the main thing that people see when they look
No.
at you. So that's a big issue for some people as well. So putting your equipment in this bag will allow you to have one bag that has your equipment and then your daily products
Right.
and whatever you need in one bag rather than separate containers and separate bags here and there.
And
Because the bottom of this particular one, our main max model, it
mhm.
opens in the front, and so that way you can access if you have a respirator that you need to change the
Now,
settings,
yeah.
something you can do that really easily without doing anything difficult.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of us carry like personal items or sustainable products that we need to carry with us throughout the day. So that does make it super
Yeah.
easy. Um,
Sure.
what's the next? I know you've talked about coming to the States and being involved in the expos, but what's the next big thing for Fieldom coming up? Um,
Well, besides events, in America, there's going to be a couple of disability pride parades, which are happening in Philadelphia and New York.
cool.
We have some expos. We have some Variety Club Philadelphia branch, some
Cool.
events that I'll be able to attend.
Yeah, you guys,
So
if you're in the Philadelphia area, if you're in the Philadelphia area and you hear about an event, go check it out and send us pictures because we are not able to meet with Adrianne quite yet. So we're sad about that. We really want to kind of join up with you.
Yes.
But if you're
Yeah.
We
if
are.
you're in the Philadelphia area and you hear about the events either via our Facebook page, and please come back. We'll talk more about those events as they
Yeah.
get closer for you. But
Yeah. And in Kansas as well. I forgot to mention that.
AJ,
Yeah, Kansas.
AJ is a Kansas boy.
What part?
Are you serious? Get
Yes.
out.
Yes. What
He
part?
actually lived there before he moved to Georgia, right?
Yes.
Okay, because Kansas has an adaptive sports festival in June. And this particular adaptive sports festival is called K Friends. So K stands for Korean. And
Nice.
the Korean American community has made a adaptive sports festival especially geared towards the Korean American community and the people with disabilities of that
Nice.
in that area.
Nice. Come back on towards the summertime and we'll talk about it and promote for you. We'd love to.
Oh, sweet. That would be great.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're super excited to meet. I know you said we hope to meet the rest of your team today, but we're super excited to meet the rest of your team as the year goes on. We want to know everything there is to know about Field'em. You guys are amazing. And I can't say anymore because it's just you guys are great.
Yeah.
If you
Thank you, Shannon.
I mean, seriously, if you're in the market for a bag or just a great company to get connected with, and what I really love about you guys is that you're always looking for feedback. You've mentioned it before. We've mentioned it here. If you have a Field'em bag and you haven't given feedback, please go over to their website at fieldemlife.com and give their feedback because they're always looking for it.
That way they
Go ahead.
can if that way they can learn from you
That's right.
build it.
They can learn from they can learn from us, and so you guys are really looking to kind of model your next items after what people need, correct?
And yeah, and you know what's really kind of interesting is that maybe a company would be making backpacks, regular backpacks, and then they would think, oh, maybe we should make something for disabled people, and then there's this one backpack for wheelchairs as a kind of secondary,
Right.
you know, and that's great. I think that's wonderful. But in our case, we're making backpacks primarily for disabled people, and then people without disabilities look at them and say, wow, I wish I had a backpack
cool.
like that.
Yeah, I know.
So you know what? We've actually made our wheelchair bags, this Max that I showed you, and then the Star bag that you have, Shannon. We've made both of these backpacks that were originally for wheelchairs. We've made them into regular backpacks as well.
Yay! Look at that.
Yeah.
Yay,
So this
awesome.
is one of our newer models. This one is called Trek, and it's the same design as the Max wheelchair bag, except we even have like the opening down here, because we know that some people with disabilities may not be using wheelchairs. They might be going places and they need a backpack, but they just don't need a wheelchair.
Right.
But they might need to carry an oxygen tank. They
Correct.
might need to carry specialized equipment,
Yes.
but they could be using a regular backpack, which has very nice quality padding on the back, so it's super comfortable to carry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like you see, we talk so much and about Field'em, but you guys, we're serious. Like, look, you can hear from Adrianne how much they're trying to listen to the disability community and even the ambulatory community and the non-disabled community. They have something for everybody. So just the fact that you guys are willing to I don't know what the proper word is because there's so many words I could use. It's I think it's really amazing to me that you guys, there's not another company out there that I know of that's so in tune with wanting to learn about our culture, and that that really attracted me to the company when I first kind of found you and searched you out, like, wow, they really want to be in tune with the individual disability community. And I know last time you were on, we asked you some questions. So, and if you didn't hear last time, we'll kind of go back through some of those questions. And there's one question that I want to add to that I kind of thought about. Now that you have kind of a feel of what the disability community is like, what have you learned, and what are you learning every day from kind of interactions with the different people that you interact with? What can you take away from your not from learning from our community?
What I've learned for the most part is when having a conversation with somebody who has a disability, to listen, number one, but also kind of just remember what respect is.
Mm.
Because respect is not only listening, but respect is trying to see the point of view of somebody who's speaking, and understanding that what they're saying might not be 100% of. You got to kind of read between the lines and
Right.
see, why are they saying what they're saying, and how can we make. It's not just about making a bag a certain design, but it's about making the community, a certain community, feel like they're included.
And
With
we
the designs that we make.
We asked you a question last time about you speak on being included. We asked you a question last time, and you had a great answer for us. So I want you to repeat that. And if your answer is a little bit different, different this time. That's okay. Because it's.
I'm not sure if I remember what I said last time.
What does inclusion and diversity mean to you, and what does diversity and inclusion mean to Fieldom as a whole?
Well, as Fieldom is concerned, when we see diversity and inclusion, they are really intertwined.
Yes.
So when you see our products, the first thing you're going to notice is that everyone is really different.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that we have the similar concept, which is user-friendly, open top, easy to use, like and load and unload for mobility limited people, but it's going to cover the range of people who like this, people who use this kind of chair, people who need this kind of ambulatory device, people who are visually impaired. And that way, when somebody sees our lineup, they think, wow, somebody's put a lot of thought and a lot of care into these products. And seeing that reflects our heart.
Right.
And then knowing that and seeing that we make our bags by hand and we design everything by hand, knowing that it makes getting that product much more special, knowing that somebody made it for you.
It does.
Somebody heard what you said and made something for you.
And what I think you brought up a good point when you said that, and I immediately went to, you said it's about making, you have a similar concept throughout your bags, but the idea of who you're serving is different. But that's almost, if you think about it, that's the beauty of the disabled community. Yes. Because even though we all have different disabilities, so basically you could look at us and be like, oh yeah, they're all disabled, they all have disabilities. But when you look at us as human beings, we all have different needs, we all have different wants, we all have different dreams. So you're actually kind of intertwining your company's ideas with the whole entire disability community. And I think, and that was just a thought, I don't know if it makes sense. If it doesn't, that's great. Yes, it kind of made sense to me in the moment when I thought about, wow, what she's saying really does kind of ring true, because not every person with a disability is a cookie cutter. You know what I mean? We're all different. We all have different disabilities. Even though AJ and I, like, say for example, AJ and I have CP, but they're very different forms of CP. Even one person who has the same disability could be very different. from the neck.
Right, and a different, not only physically different, but emotionally, and the things that you want to do in your life, your
Exactly.
career or your kids or your
Yeah.
hobbies,
Mhm.
they're all going to be completely different, which
Yeah.
really just adds to that diversity.
And I think that's a really cool kind of little piece there. I just thought about it, but
Yeah, that's pretty genius.
So true.
I mean, I try.
So true.
That's what he gives me the big bucks for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, AJ. Got a question for Adrianne?
Yeah.
Well, you
Give her a new one. Give her a new one.
out of the new styles that you have of the bags, what seems to be the most popular?
Which bag seems to be the most popular of the styles?
Yeah,
Oh.
of the people that you've shown it to, like your focus groups or your audience.
Oh, okay. Well, when we show our bags, the most one that gets the most reaction is our performance block, because of its unique, because it's of, the unique look of it right away. You're like, wow, what is that? So that one gets the most like kind of cool reactions. And then as far as being popular among all of our customers, the most popular one, oh, I could grab this one over here, is the one AJ has, which is the medium.
Look how fancy you are with the most popular bag over there, AJ.
Yeah. So yeah, this one's the charcoal gray, and AJ has the navy blue. So this one is slightly different than AJ's, but the model is pretty much the same. The only difference is that it has backpack straps on the back, so somebody can use it as a backpack or as a wheelchair bag.
I think AJ's ultimate dream would be for Fieldham to make a very specialized "Don't Burn the Day" bag. I think that would be AJ. That would be AJ's ultimate dream.
Yeah, and it looks like your favorite color might be orange.
Yes. How could you tell? How could you tell with the bright orange hat there?
Yeah, we could find some orange fabric and see what I can do.
That'd be super cool. I think he would absolutely have a fit. He would love it. Well, you guys, we've had a great show with Adrianne today. It's been wonderful to talk to her and catch up again, Adrianne. We know you had a very happy Valentine's Day yesterday, and we hope that everybody continues to go and visit the Amazon store and purchase all the bags that are available there during their Valentine's sale. And remember, you get 50% off.
50% off at Amazon
now
for this week.
Oh, is it just this week, or is it moving through?
Well, we're making it's a limited offer because 50% off is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
so yeah, get your bag and don't delay, or else that sale's gonna be passing right by you.
Yeah, you guys need to rush on over to Amazon and get your bag today. Because like Adrianne said, this kind of sale that they have through Amazon won't be around very often, very long or very often. But you can always use our code One Life to Live over at fieldhamlife.com and get 15% off your bag. But we're really promoting your very special Amazon sale for Valentine's Day, and we're wishing. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the heart. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try.
You got it. You got it.
I did it. Yeah, you guys, please go over, buy your bags. We know you're gonna love them. We love them. If there was anything more we could say about them, we would. I think we've said everything we could. We absolutely adore them. We absolutely adore what Fieldham stands for. We love having Adrianne on the show every time. We were super excited. We were gonna bring her to you last week, But I was a little bit under the weather, and AJ was a little bit under the weather, but we were able to come back together this week and bring it all together. And we're super excited because this was the week your Valentine's Day sale was, so that worked perfect.
Perfect timing. And Shannon, if you don't mind, before we wrap up the show, I'd just like to let my coworkers and my boss say hi to just
Of
like
course,
a quick hi. Okay,
of course,
they're not going to be able to. They're not going to hear you because I'm on the headphones, but they'll just a wave. Okay.
Of course, yeah, of course.
All right. 대표님.
The more the
대표님
merrier.
좀 잠시만 인사해 주세요. 그냥.
Hello.
Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
So yeah, we have Mr. Jung over here. Say hi, Mr. Jung.
Hello.
Hi, Mr.
Can you see us?
Konnichiwa. Yes, perfect.
Konnichiwa.
So going in here, we have our Miss Jang.
Hi.
Can you say hi?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Thank you. I was probably a little bit embarrassed just doing that all of a sudden.
It's okay. That's what happens on the podcast here.
Yeah. Well, we're very happy to be part of Fieldom and part of your Don't Burn the Day podcast. You guys are doing an amazing thing for the community.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we love it.
We are so proud to have you
so
every
much.
time you're on. You are one of our most important and like valued guests. We love you. Like if there, anytime you want to come on, we always welcome you because you're always such a bright, cheerful addition. We love having your spirit and your team. You guys are just fantastic, and we can't say thank you enough for all the support you've shown us in the past few months. Go ahead.
One final question.
Angel got one final question.
What type of Korean food would you recommend?
Oh, what? I think we talked about that a little bit, right? Last show. But if they weren't listening, in fact, if you weren't listening on last time's show, why don't you tell them what else you do besides work at Fieldom?
Well, a few years ago, I wrote a book about Korean food. So it's kind of like a travel guide, if you will. It's kind of like stories about Korean food. So it's not a cookbook or anything, but if you're just interested in learning about Korean food or trying it, it's nice to have this Korean food guide with you. So you can actually look at the pictures and then see like, what am I eating? What is this?
Okay.
It makes it more exciting because at least you know what it is.
So now tell us your very favorite Korean food.
My very favorite Korean food nowadays is called budae-jjigae, which is a kind of stew. Yeah, budae-jjigae. So it's a kind of stew, and in the stew you have ramen, and then you have like sausage and baked beans and a red chili pepper sauce. So it's like a red chili pepper stew with like a bunch of delicious things inside.
Yummy. Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to take an educational trip over to South Korea to educate ourselves on Korean cuisine, huh?
Right. And then when you eat at the restaurants, a lot of times you're eating some like stew or soup, or you're grilling on the table like right in front of you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get your white shirt dirty. So you have to.
Oh, that's perfect.
You can bring your own. You can bring your own from Fieldom, or you can use one at the restaurant because restaurants have these. They just give you one to use. Yeah, so you got your little bib.
Perfect. I think you should market to Korean restaurants for Fieldom and make that kind of a thing.
Yeah, they'll have a really fancy one.
I think that would be perfect. Well, AJ, I think today's show has been perfect. I think it's been great.
Yes.
Let's wrap up with giving our code again for Fieldom, and we will also put all of your information down below in the description box. We'll put the information about the Amazon sale, and that's going on through this week only, correct?
That's the plan, yes.
That's the plan. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna put the Amazon shop link will be there, but the sale is only going on through this week only. but you can go to fieldonlife.com, use our code from that's specifically for DBTD, One Life to Live, and you will get 15% off any Field and bag or your whole order. So
Absolutely.
we'll have all of the information down there, and we also want to thank all the rest of our sponsors, Friendly Shoes and WyattWear.com and Patty and Ricky, and give a special congratulations to Alex Harold, who just had her baby on February 2nd, I believe.
Congratulations.
Connell Bennett came into the world recently, so we're excited to announce the birth of her new baby, and
Wonderful.
add to the Patty and Ricky family. And everybody, it's just been a great show, and we hope you have gained some really great information, and will go pick up your own Field and Bag and love it as much as we do ours. So, Adrianne, as usual, you know the deal. We're going to say goodbye, wrap it up super quick, and then you're going to tell everybody not to burn the day. Right, AJ?
Right.
So why don't you take us out, and then we'll let Adrianne wrap. We'll let Adrianne finalize and take us out.
Guys, we'll see you next week with another great guest.
That's right. We'll see you next week with another great guest. Thank you guys for listening and being so patient with us and welcoming us back with open arms. And we'll have great content coming up with you. And Adrianne and Fieldon will be back soon before we know it. And we wish everybody a great rest of your week. Adrianne, you have a fantastic week and your whole team over there. And tell everybody what to do.
Don't
or not
burn
do.
the day.
Hey!
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a good morning.
See you.
Have
You
a good
too.
morning. Bye, Adrianne.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week. Like and subscribe and hit the bell.